Friday night, 7:10 p.m. in Charlotte. Robert Morris, the 16 seed. Guy, will they be the first ever to take out a number one in round number one? Well, technically second round.
How great would that be? But I wouldn't bet the mortgage on it. I wouldn't bet $10 on it. But congratulations to them for beating North Florida and a come-from-behind win. At first, they looked like the nervous team. Even I thought, heading into the game because of their big game against Kentucky a couple years ago, which a lot of those guys played in, and even a pretty big win on the road against St. John's last year in the NIT. And this is the first tournament of any kind for the Ospreys, for any of those players. I thought Robert Morris might be calmer at the beginning, but they weren't.
Bo Beach was on fire.
Yeah.
The Birds of Trey, the Ospreys, were lighting them up.
It was a fun story. I mean, this wasn't just like – I honestly don't think this was just like a play-in game because of the Pittsburgh team against the Pittsburgh coach. And we found out firsthand last week on this show what a character Matt Driscoll is. He thinks I'm a legend, so he's got to screw loose. But it was, I really enjoyed watching the game and them coming back. And the one thought that I did have about the Duke game They had something to lose last night. They got nothing to lose playing against Duke. Maybe they are loose because I think they're a pretty loose bunch to begin with. They're the number one three-point shooting team in the NEC, and they started 1 for 8 last night.
Right.
They missed those opportunities. If they're a little hotter, thinking they're playing with house money against Duke, maybe I'm just looking for a reason to watch. But I think the whole key to a game, you can't fall behind 20-4. And you'll never come back. If you can just hang around a little bit early and keep it within 10 by halftime and make it interesting, that's all I'm looking for.
Well, Robert Morris, I've seen them this year put 50 up and a half, no problem. They did that yesterday, against this North Florida team. I don't know that they can put up 80 or 90 against Duke, but they might have to. It's hard to envision the Robert Morris zone, as good as they've been at times, but they struggled yesterday in the first half too, as you say. Duke's going to score some major pointage against them. I would imagine they're looking for a shootout, right? The game in the 80s or the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, this Duke team's young. I mean, it's and they haven't played in a week, and they're coming off a loss. So, maybe Robert Morris is a little less rusty right at the beginning of the game. And they're young. Their best players are freshmen. Still, I mean, I'd love to have that freshman on my team. I don't think this is one of the great Duke teams. I don't have them in my Final Four on my bracket. But who thought that they could hang with Villanova, 5 years ago or 6 years ago, whatever that was? We mentioned some of the other games. Who thought Richmond could beat Indiana that one year? Princeton almost winning a huge
Mercer
game.
beat Duke last year.
Yeah,
14 seed.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, I think to tell you the truth, do you think Mike Krzyzewski's a little nervous?
I think so.
Yeah, when you start looking at it, when a team gets hot shooting threes the way this team can,
they've got a game under their belt. They have a little bit of that momentum going. That said, Duke
I wonder if he called Calipari for video.
Duke has 3 NBA first or second round draft picks, led by Okafor, Tyus Jones, Justice Winslow. Those guys are good players, but it's going to take a Robert Morris, their triple threat on the arc. Rodney Pryor's been an amazing JUCO transfer for Robert Morris. Their freshman,
Marquise Reed. What a second half. He's got a lot of poise for a young guy. He not only hit shot. I mean, I think 16 of his 20 were in the second half when they were down 13. Sometimes freshmen will pile up some points, but they get them at times when you're already up 10 or you're down. He helped them come back in a big way last night.
And Lucky Jones, who he brings off the bench, which is a great coaching job by Andy Toole to have a player like that who it's worked for them. He's one of their 5 best players, but he brings him as the 6th man, and it just seems like when he comes off the bench, he takes over and starts to score a little bit, and it's a little spark for them. It's a unique approach, but it's worked.
Well, a negative thought, I think it's a negative thought anyway, is Andy Toole coached his way out of Moon Township. Yeah. I mean, we've been wondering for years how long he's going to stay there. He's been very good.
He'll have the big core back. I wonder if that will be appealed to him for one more year, other than Lucky leaving. Most of these guys are coming back next year.
It's not like he's like 48 years old and he would be desperate to take that one chance to really jump to a bigger program. I mean, if he wanted to, he could pass on the first opportunity unless it was an absolutely great. Did you see the video of him playing for Penn in the NCAA tournament?
No, they showed.
Yeah, he showed video of him as a player. It said he's never been there as a coach, but he's played in the NCAA tournament for Penn.
Right?
And they showed him hit a couple jump shots. Yeah, you think he looks young now? He looks like he's 11 years old as a player.
Momentum. Do you feel like the city is behind them? As you say, it didn't feel like a non-tournament game. In Pittsburgh last night, that was a tournament game.
It was a tournament game.
Around the country, probably not.
Yeah, I was kidding. Ryan Recker from Channel 4 went out there to cover it, and they showed a shot of some Robert Morris fans there. They had the Mo Madness shirts, and they were chanting, "Let's go, Bobby Mo." And there were maybe 50 of them, and the cameraman kept panning across. And by the end of the shot, I knew every single person in the thing. And he said, "You know what? Right after we finished up doing that, a bus came with a couple of hundred people, so they were represented a little bit there. But you're going to get on to Charlotte; it's going to be like a home game for Duke, so makes that part even tougher.
Would make the win all the more sweet. We'll be talking about it here today and tomorrow.
Hey, put it this
Radio.
way: for where we go, they have a better chance than Northeastern does against Notre Dame.
That's all.